Walker and I have been trying to think of other ways that we can help actors, and we've come up with an idea that I really love called Conversations on Acting. And it basically is your opportunity as an actor to ask them questions. Our first guest will be Sharon Carnegie, who is one of the world experts on Stanislavski.
This will take place on Saturday, June 3rd at 3 p.m. And anyone can join us. We'll be posting the link on our website, idon'tneedanactingclass.com, on Instagram, and on Facebook. So stay tuned and mark your calendars, Saturday, June 3rd at 3 p.m. Welcome to I Don't Need an Acting Class with Milton Justice.
Teo, do you want to go?
Growing up, there's this moment when you submerge yourself underwater. And it's like a different reality.
Okay, all right, I'm going to stop you. I'm going to stop you, and this is what I do. It's very difficult to do anything with me. Don't editorialize. In other words, you want to stay in the moment. It's like all of a sudden you lost everything to explain it was a different reality. Stay in the moment. And the reason I know is because you all of a sudden, it was like there's a moment when you submerge in the water. It's like a different reality. It's as if you were explaining what you were experiencing. Stay in the experience.
So you're underwater.
And don't summarize and don't report. Don't say it unless you're there. Can you see how this goes, Morgan? I can tell you, it's just like it's a nightmare. The fact that anybody survives my class it's like, as Karim says, do you know how many we started with 3 years ago?
There's a moment where you submerge yourself and you look around and it's just I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just this most beautiful scenery you've ever seen. It's like the green little algae, or however you call it. They're like moving, like dancing with the waves. And there's like a little turtle that's swimming right in front of you.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay. I'm going to stop you again. So, here's the ticket. You want to see it before you say it. You don't want to say it hoping it will and make it appear. What we're doing is, in this particular thing, is living off images. Theater is about images and ideas. We'll work on ideas next. But I want you just to be able to see the image in this particular case. See it. I was assistant director to all-star production of Little Foxes in Los Angeles in the 70s. And the director said to the cast, don't speak until you feel like you have to, which I just thought was brilliant. It was so good because, and I always wanted to, be in a situation where you could just say to the actors, all right, don't talk till you have to, because you see it and the image is so clear that you say what it is. Don't worry so much about a plot. Don't worry so much about being clever. Don't worry so much about, building those things. That's not what this is about. What this is about is you blowing me the fuck away with your beach. Blowing me, or if you hate, listen, to me, this is an exercise. People say, what do you do for acting? This is an exercise you can do every day of your life. Every day you can wake up and do something I love and something I hate. And I even got to the point that I wake up every day and I would love and hate the same thing and don't go neurotic with it. In other words, I love dirty dishes in the morning and I hate dirty dishes in the morning. Right? It's just like there's something about the fact that something has been in the sink all night and there's like crusted food on a plate. And it's like, God, I hate dirty dishes in the morning. And that's all it took. And then if I love dirty dishes in the morning, which I do just for fun. What's amazing is you take one of those rough sponges and you just like wash it off and go it off and the plate is absolutely clean and you think, my God, it's the first thing in the morning and I've already cleaned something. I love dirty dishes in the morning. You see what I mean? It's like you build it. You build what's going on in order to earn it. And you get that, and I'll tell you something, that what's important about this, we all talk about making choices. Making choices is a muscle. Making choices is a muscle that you exercise. It is the actor's muscle to exercise. I also suggest, eventually you take the same thing that you love and hate and do it 5 days in a row. Because Morgan has to do 8 performances a week of the same show. And how long has the show been running now? Months?
We started previews February 17th. So 2 months about with an audience. Yeah.
So, it's like an every night. And I'm telling you something. I'm an audience paying more money than there is these days. By the way, when I saw Barbra Streisand in Funny Girl, it was $9.95, and I had tickets that were 4th row center. I know. I actually have a ticket stub. I have those are the playbills I have, by the way. I have Streisand. I have...
Not mine, but Streisand. It's okay.
Yeah. No. Angela Lansbury in May. Judy Garland at the Palace, the original Follies, Chorus Line, when it became the longest running play in history. Anyway, I have some good playbills. But listen, here's the thing. It's building little by little by little. And start and busting yourself when you're performing. You don't have, it's like you're not opening on Broadway tomorrow. You did that already. So allow yourself to be in class. Allow yourself not to have a need to perform. Allow yourself to work through things. But that's the thing, is that get used to this and get used to this process.
Hey there, Ryan Reynolds here. It's a new year, and you know what that means. No, not the diet. Resolutions. A way for us all to try and do a little bit better than we did last year. And my resolution, unlike big wireless, is to not be a raging and raise the price of wireless on you every chance I get. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited. See mintmobile.com for details.
The thing about something you love and something you hate is that if you love it, the audience will love it. If you hate it, the audience will hate it. But don't, Bill, I'll just tell you this. You have to also figure out, okay, this is a class exercise. I'm not ready to build child abuse. So it's like, eventually you have to figure out what does it take in order to earn what I'm building. But again, these are all tools that you have to do. Karim, try one. We have some time.
The two boxers are finally in the ring.
Don't go to a plot. Don't go to a plot. You do not have to set it up. By the way, okay, these are important things. Don't set it up for us.
Okay.
Yeah, just what is it that you're seeing? Also, I'm going to bust all of you because here's what I'm trying to get you to do. I'm trying to get you to break some theatrical conventions. You think it's nothing to say the two boxers are finally in the ring. What you don't understand when you say that is that you now have to build waiting. We throw out words like finally in the ring as if they're nothing. But that is something we would have to build in order to make the word finally actually real. It's as bad as Carson as they saying do the monologue to your wife and children. And you say, oh, got it. That'll really save things. And it's right up there. I'm telling you, there was an actor from New Zealand whose acting tutor said to him, he's supposed to be on the battlefield at Normandy, and said, just visualize your mother's backyard. And he said, and I was much more connected. And I thought, well, hell yes, you're much more connected. If you're going to a plot like the fighters were finally on the stage, you have an obligation to earn the word finally. Yes, Morgan, you have a question.
I guess I'm just a little confused about, honestly, the exercise. So I'm just going to ask, do you want us to just jump in and be like, I hate this? And then
No, but build it. Okay. The reason I stopped Kareem, the reason I stopped Teo is because I didn't believe that he saw the turtle before he said it. The reason I stopped Karim was because he said the fighters are finally in the thing. But you see, finally is something. Here's the other thing. I want us to realize what is actable. I mean, building finally is a great thing to build. I mean, you can build, God, can you build finally? I mean, finally. I'm looking at the playbill to Judy Garland at the Palace, and you didn't know if she was going to go on that night. The tension, it was the summer of 1967, and the tension, I cannot even begin to tell you because she'd missed so many performances. And then all of a sudden, the overture came, and you went, oh my God, finally, Judy Garland is going to sing for us. I mean, but you know what I mean? It's like I earned finally. That's what you want to do. What I want you all to stop doing is just throwing stuff out there that you don't pay a price for. And it's not a difficult price, but you do have to pay it. Anyway, does that make sense, Morgan? I confess I have a horrible time explaining this exercise.
It's okay. I'll learn. I'll watch and learn.
Okay. And you'll do it, and I'll abuse you.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
And you'll tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, and you're on board. You'll be fine in this class. No, I'm telling you something. There was a guy named Carlton. He was one of Madonna's dancers. And it was right when I started teaching. It was when did I start teaching? Late 80s. And Carlton was in my class. And he built. He said, I mean, it's like the tongues and the lips and the teeth and the mouth together. I love sloppy kisses. I'm telling you something. It's like the class had to adjourn and have an orgy. I mean, it was so hot. It was so sexy. It was like, I mean, I'm telling you, it was like in the mid-'80s. I've never forgotten that exercise because it was so sexy. It was the sexiest. I mean, he suddenly became the sexiest man I'd ever seen in my life. And it was just because he loved sloppy kisses. And that's what you want. So much of television is scenes with a partner. And if you can, in this way, build out loud your relationship to your partner, you don't have to worry about what action you're playing. You will live off of the partner without even thinking about it. It's like you'll build it and you know how to live in that circumstance. Same thing with a place. You can build Versailles and it tells you how to live there. I mean, there's so many tools we have. But nothing is better, I think, for auditions than building a relationship with your partner. I think the purpose of this exercise, as I see it, is that talking it out helps get me to own it. I'm not performing it. I am talking it out little by little so that I can believe this much. And then I can believe this much. And then I can believe this much. And the reason I love the idea of taking the same thing I love and the same thing I hate every day for 5 days is because now I can do 8 performances a week. Because I can always bring it to life. And I learn. I learn that I can shop for choices that work. And they're fun choices. You know, tonight when I play that I love the Prince, tonight I'm going to choose that he's the kind of the spot on his nose is so cute. Well, now I have it. See what I mean? Tomorrow night, his hair is so ratty. It's so cute. Now I have, but you see what I mean? Shopping. It never gets old. You know, and it's a muscle. It is the muscle called I shop for choices. And you get good at it. I mean, I'm great at it. And I got to tell you something. I have said this often. I was not the go-to person in my class at Stella's. You know, I used to have to beg people to do a scene with me. They were afraid that I was too old. Always a problem. But, I mean, it was just, I developed it because I did it all the time. Well, teaching for 30 years helps. But it's doing it enough that you trust it. Doing it enough that you trust it, and you can build anything. You can build anything.
I Don't Need an Acting Class is created and hosted by Milton Justice. Producer is me, Walker Vreeland, and director of online media is Evan Sollers. Music is by Jeffrey Keyser. Please subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. You can find us online, idon'tneedanactingclass.com. And you can continue to send your questions to Milton at questionsformilton@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you back here next week.